Hello JEST aspirants, welcome to JEST Classical Mechanics Series. Question number 2. A beam of light is propagating through a block of glass with refractive index n. The block is moving with a constant speed v in the direction opposite to that of the beam. The speed of the light beam in the block as measured by an observer in the laboratory frame is, let it be v dash, and that will be equal to u minus v upon 1 minus uv by c square. But u is speed of light in that glass, so that will be c by n minus v upon 1 c by n v by c square. So this will be equal to c minus nv by n, and here we have 1 minus v by nc. So v dash is equal to c minus nv upon n minus v by c. So option D is correct. Next question. A rocket is moving in free space with speed c by 2. So speed of rocket with respect to earth or stationary frame, or I can write just Vr, is equal to c by 2. After a fuel tank is gently detached, the rocket is found to be moving with speed c by 4 with respect to detached fuel tank. What is the final speed of the rocket in the original frame of reference? So this VTR is also given to us, which is c by 4. So VTR is equal to Vt minus Vr upon 1 minus Vt Vr by c square. That means c by 4 is equal to Vt minus c by 2 upon 1 minus c by 2 Vt by c square. So c by 4 minus c square by 8 into Vt by c square is equal to Vt minus c by 2. So c by 4 plus c by 2 is 3c by 4. This c square will cancel. 1 plus 1 by 8 is 9 by 8 into Vt. So this is 3 by 2. So Vt is equal to 2 by 3 into c. That means answer is option B, 2 by 3c. Next question. The force experienced by a mass confined to move along the x-axis is of the form f of x, where x is the displacement of the mass from x is equal to 0. K1 and K2 are positive constants and n is a positive integer. For small displacements, the motion of the mass remains symmetric about x is equal to 0. For symmetric function about x is equal to 0, the force function f of x must be odd. That means f of minus x should be equal to minus of f of x. So minus k1 minus x minus k2 minus x raised to n is equal to minus of k1x minus minus, it will be plus k2 x raised to n. So first term will cancel and we'll have minus k2 minus 1 raised to n x raised to n is equal to k2 x raised to n. So k2 and x raised will cancel. So minus 1 raised to n should be equal to minus 1. That means n is odd. So here option B is correct when n is an odd positive integer. Next question. Two particles of mass m and 4m confined to move along the x-axis are subjected to the force f of x is equal to minus kx. So it is a simple harmonic motion. At time t is equal to 0, the smaller mass m starts from rest at x1 is equal to a, and a larger mass 4m starts from rest at x2 equal to minus a. The point on the x-axis where the first collision between the two particles occurs is. So let's calculate first angular frequency. Omega 1 will be k by m and omega 2 will be under root k by 4m, and that will be omega 1 by 2. So if omega 2 is equal to omega 1 by 2, that means t2 is equal to 2t1 because t is 2 pi by omega. Now we'll write expression for x. X is a sine omega t plus alpha, and here it is given that x is equal to a when t is equal to 0. So we have a sine t0, so sine alpha. So sine alpha is equal to 1, so alpha is pi by 2. So this will be sine omega t plus pi by 2. So solving this, we'll get expression for x. I'll write it as x1. So x1 is equal to a cos omega t. Similarly, x2 will be minus a cos omega t. But here omega is different. Omega is omega by 2. This will be omega by 2 into t. And they should collide. That means this should be equal to 0. So we have a into cos omega t minus cos omega t by 2. This should be equal to 0. And this is cos a minus cos b. So a into 2 cos 3 omega t by 4 upon into cos omega t by 4 is equal to 0. So this gives us, at this point we'll have cos function 0. So that gives us t is equal to 2 pi by 3 omega or t is equal to 2 pi by omega. Let's substitute it back to any one of the equations. Let's put it in x1. So x will be a cos, we have omega, and t is 2 pi by 3 omega. That gives us x is equal to a into minus half, and that is equal to minus a by 2. That means option B is correct. X is equal to minus a by 2. Next question. A particle of mass 1 kg, angular momentum L is equal to root 2 and total energy E is equal to 3 is subjected to a central force field F is equal to minus kr. That means U is equal to minus F dr. That will be equal to integral of minus kr bar dot dr. That will be kr square by 2. Where k is 2, which of the following statement is true? Now the energy will be half m r dot square plus L square by twice m r square plus half k r square. So this is kinetic energy plus potential energy, and for turning points r dot should be 0. We want to find out the radii or the particles constraint, so we'll consider turning points. So r dot is 0, energy is given is equal to 3, r dot is 0, so first term is 0, L is given, L is root 2, so L square is 2 by 2, mass is 1 kg and r square plus half into k is 2 into r square. So this will be 3 is equal to 1 by r square plus r square. So r raised to 4 plus 1 minus 3r square is equal to 0. That gives us r square is equal to 3 plus or minus under root 9 minus 4 upon 2. So r1 is equal to under root of 3. This will be 5. So 3 plus root 5 by 2, and r2 will be under root 3 minus root 5 by 2. All this in under root. So this will be 2 circles. So option C is correct. Next question. The action corresponding to the motion of the particle in one dimension is S, where m is the mass of the particle, alpha, beta are constants, v of x is a potential which is function of x. The position and velocity are held fixed at the end points of the trajectory. The equation of motion of the particle is. Now this L is given. L is half m x dot square minus v of x plus alpha x x dot plus beta x x dot From here we can calculate dou L by dou x, that will be equal to minus dou V by dou x plus alpha x double dot plus beta x dot. Then dou L by dou x dot is equal to mx dot plus beta x, and dou L by dou double x dot, that is equal to alpha x. So the equation of motion is d2 by dt square dou L by dou x double dot minus d by dt dou L by dou x dot plus dou L by dou x, and that is equal to 0. So this will be alpha double dot minus m double dot minus beta x dot minus dou v by dou x plus alpha x double dot plus beta x dot is equal to 0. So this will be equal to alpha plus alpha 2 alpha minus m x double dot, this will cancel, minus dou v by dou x is equal to 0. So this will be the equation of motion. So option D is correct. Next question. The stationary body explodes into two fragments, each of rest mass m. The two fragments move apart at speed eta c, where c is the speed of light and eta is less than 1, relative to the original body. The rest mass of the original body is, let it be capital M, and total energy will be conserved. So mc square will be 2 into energy of these two fragments, which will be mc square upon 1 minus v square by c square. So this c square will cancel. That gives us m is equal to 2m upon 1 minus, but v square is eta c square, so 1 minus eta square. So that will be option C. Next question. A rod of length L equal to 1 meter is held on a frictionless horizontal surface at angle theta is equal to 60 degree with the horizontal as shown in the figure. Take the point of contact of the rod with the horizontal plane as the origin, x is equal to 0. As the support holding the rod is suddenly removed, the rod comes in contact with the horizontal surface. What will be the coordinate of the left end of the rod at the moment of contact? Now in this case, what will be the center of mass? So that will be here, that means half. So we'll calculate that. Okay, so length of rod is given, it is half, and if I consider XCOM, then that will be equal to, horizontal part will be, this is L, this is cos theta, so L cos theta by 2. So I can write here L cos 60 by 2. Similarly, YCOM will be L sin 60 by 2. But we are interested in X part only. This will be L cos 60 by 2. This will be L by 2. Cos 60 is half. So this will be L by 4. And when it is down, then in that case XCOM, that is X coordinate of center of mass, will be its right coordinate plus left coordinate by 2. So XR plus XL by 2. But this XL will be 1 minus XR, and we want minus sign, so XR minus 1. So this will be XR plus XR minus 1 by 2. Minus 1 because length of the rod is 1 meter. That's why minus 1. And this is equal to L by 4. So 2L by 4 is equal to 2XR minus 1. So this will give us, L is also given, L is 1. So this will give us half is equal to 2XR minus 1. So 2XR is equal to 1 plus this, so this will be 3 by 2. So XR is 3 by 4. So this is XR, and we want to find out the left end of the rod. So XL, and XL will be XR minus 1. So that is 3 by 4 minus 1, that is minus 1 by 4. So minus 0.25. So option D is correct. So these were all the questions from classical mechanics part from JEST 2023 paper. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Keep learning.